Hey everybody.
Hi everyone.
It is April update time.
April update time in the high desert of southern New Mexico.
We have just pulled off the highway in Gary, New Mexico.
Gary, New Mexico. We can't actually see that anybody lives here, but nonetheless.
Here we are.
I'm not sure how I interpret that, but yeah.
We couldn't resist.
Nobody's home, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have been on an extended road trip, clear over from Tucson to Georgia, and are on our way back. We meant to do the update in Georgia because the ecology is so different, but we forgot.
And
so we're going to put in some pictures so that you get to see the Georgia ecology too, because our focus this month is on seeing ourselves in the natural world, the way that the natural world reflects us back to ourselves and the way we reflect the natural world. What?
Well, as soon as we started talking about this, I thought of this quote, which I'm going to just paraphrase, by Ralph Waldo Emerson, talking about the power that sees through our eyes when it comes to nature and why we're so attracted to it. The power that sees through our eyes recognizes and sees that power in nature as well. So it's a way of connecting and recognizing ourselves in the natural world around us, and that's so true. I mean, just from the proteins that make up our bodies that other animals share, the genes we share, 90% of our genetic material is shared with cats, and here's an even more surprising thing, 50% with bananas. So we did come, long story short, from a common ancestor, if you will, and so when we look out, we do see a lot of ourselves in this world, and that should make kinship a little easier.
Well, yeah, Big Bang and all that, everything is stardust, and everything is this mystery, and it's this mystery that we can see all year round, but for some reason it's particularly apparent in the renewal, the rebirth, the resilience that comes with springtime. And that's what, being in Georgia, it occurred to us that we had stepped into the preview for the rest of the country.
Yes,
so
yes.
We got to put up pictures of flowers, of things blooming, to say, hang on everybody, it's coming your way. It really is happening again.
And now we get to tell ourselves that very same message standing here in the high desert where it's really still
kind of chilly.
A little bit of winter going on.
Yeah, and so this is what we are going to be exploring in the deep dive. I can't tell you what date. It's the second Tuesday in April, and we will be, I haven't memorized that, oops.
Oops, well.
And we'll be going deeper into that when we get to that Tuesday. We'll let you know over the subscription list, and I'm a little early on this, but if you haven't already subscribed, go to our website, go to the bottom, put your information in, and you'll start receiving our monthly newsletters that have this update and other things like when the deep dive will happen. That's its own, the deep dive itself, it's its own reflection. We reflect each other. We now know that our limbic systems really affect each other like immediately, so that we're all limbically connected as human beings, and probably with animals like cats and bananas. I don't know, bananas don't have limbic systems, but also, this is quite something to start pondering how any ecology is reflecting ourselves back to us, and what we stand to gain in terms be reminded of, gain in terms of being comforted and being knowing that we belong.
And this theme of renewal is just another opportunity to see that connection. I mean, the same solar cycles that are leading to spring and sap rising up in the trees again, from the deciduous trees that have lost it last fall. That kind of renewal is expressing itself in the hormone balances we have, how fast our hair and our fingernails and toenails grow, how we sleep. Again, all of these changes are happening in the community we share. I mean, obviously in the southern south of the equator, it's a different set of changes going on. But renewal is really a good opportunity to open your arms and see the family that you're a part of.
And one of the primary reasons that Gary and I traveled east in Pearl the Van was to see my 89-year-old mom. What a study in resilience and in renewal and also in aging. You know, the way that the natural world moves is that these beings appear and they live out their lifespan and they return. And Mom had just been through the Ash Wednesday services leading up to Easter, which will have happened at the end of March. And she was speaking about from dust we came and from dust we will return. And she is in a body that has been falling a lot, and she keeps pulling it back together, and her body keeps recovering and her spirit keeps recovering. It's just really quite something to see that at springtime as well.
Yeah, and the substances that make her, that make us, are the substances that were around long ago, and that have created everything from dinosaurs to chimpanzees to redwood trees. And again, this sort of recycling, rebirth, renewal over and over again. This is a good season to think about all that.
What else would you say, particularly from the 8 master lessons, or what we call in full ecology the 8 instructions, what would you say about resilience and the way we can look, I mean, just here. We've come through an area just now on the highway on Interstate 10 that says something to the effect of dust storms can get really bad on this highway really quick. You can get to zero visibility like that. Be cautious. This is a landscape that can be really different than it is right now. And then it recovers to this. What would you say?
Yeah, you know, of course, every landscape has a profound resilience to it, and every species, humans included. Where we stand now, it tends to be very dry and very hot in the summer, cold in the winter, so the leaf structures on the various plants will have all kinds of strategies for dealing with those conditions. They'll be resilient by not losing too much water. Maybe they'll have waxy leaves, or maybe they'll have light hairs on them that will reflect the sun so they don't have so much UV coming in and damaging their cells. They will, in some cases, only throw out green leaves when rain comes. They wait, and the same with the seeds themselves. Until there's a certain moisture level, they'll bide their time, sometimes for decades, and then when the water comes, here they go. And so, you know, it's an interesting question for us. How in tune are we with not just resilience, but when opportunity comes to open ourselves up and unfold when those opportunities are here.
Well, and at the same time, to allow ourselves dormancy, to allow ourselves times in the doldrums when there is just no wind to fill our sails, and okay, so it's rest time, so it's downtime.
I don't think we're very good at that.
Well, not in this culture.
In this culture.
Yeah.
Downtime is not acceptable, and you always have to be moving forward and progressing, and none of nature really does that.
Yeah, well, certainly it's not like, oh my gosh, I really got to grow this leaf. You know, no, it happens when it's supposed to happen.
And when's that rain going to come? Oh no,
Right.
What if it doesn't come?
Right.
You got to worry. You got to put some worry in there if you want to be human, I guess.
Yeah. So continue pondering this month. You know, now that it's going to be turning wherever you are. If you're up in the big mountain snow country, you won't see many blooms until late May or early June. But in April is a turning for everywhere. And so watch this and see what you can see, not just about your capacity for resilience. Oh yes, I could be more like that mountain and just be quiet and still through whatever the weather. Not just your capacity, but in fact who you and what you are. look and see what the natural world is always telling you, no matter what, about who you are and what you are, where you are, how you are, and see what that feels like.
And maybe open your ears and put your eyes to the sky and think of resilience for the birds that have, some of them, flown 2, 3, 4,000, 5,000 miles as an act of resilience to be in a place where they could find enough food for the winter. They're coming back. April is the time when northward migration in some places hits its peak, and that too is a reminder of life carrying on and a cause for great celebration to me.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, so here we are, fortunate to be in Gary, New Mexico.
Gary, New Mexico.
Yeah.
Look it up if you can. I don't think you'll find it.
We didn't know there was such a place. It's totally by accident. Isn't it great though? Gary's not bad. It's got
Not
a good
bad.
look to it.
It's got
Yeah.
some elbow room,
Yeah.
I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks for tuning in, and second Tuesday will be the deep dive. The other thing we really want to remind you about is take this opportunity. We've got some slots left in both of our retreats. Take this opportunity to come to the Centennial Valley of Montana in June. The first retreat will be over solstice, and it will be focused primarily on full ecology, but focused on how to be engaged in the fullness of each of our ecologies by employing meditation and inquiry. And we're also going to have a special guest who will also be our chef for the event, Oscar Yip,
Can't wait.
who will be helping us think about that fullness in a meditative as well as a celebratory way around food. And so that will be the first one. And then the next week following, we will go right into the full ecology of a writer's life.
Right, so we will focus on the very clear steps and craft techniques that you need to take your writing to the next level, but it also has feet standing in full ecology. How do you renew your perspective? How do you find that resilience that writers need when we're staring at a blank computer screen sometimes hour after hour? So it's meant to build our perception and perspective of the world around us, and thereby energize us to the task of using those craft skills to create stories that will engage our readers.
Yes, so please be in touch. Tell people, tell everyone you know about this opportunity, and have them be in touch with us at connect@fullecology.com. Our website is www.fullecology.com. And while we've got your attention, do check out March's, the last How It Looks From Here podcast. You can get it anywhere you get podcasts, which was an interview with Mike Zellner, who spoke about water conservation and community conservation initiatives that are really quite exciting as responses to climate repair.
And Mike is at the helm of the Sonoran Institute, which in my mind is one of the leading conservation organizations in the entire American West, and some would argue in the country. So he's had lots of experience and wonderful insights into what it takes to come together as a community and make this world a better place, to help heal this world with the ecologies between us and in us, as well as the ecologies that we live in and make up our habitats.
And also check out this month's How It Looks From Here with Serena Boston Ashby. She is the current CEO of Girls Inc. of the Pacific Northwest, serving Portland and Seattle and all the areas in between, serving about 4,000 girls who otherwise wouldn't gain access to support as emerging leaders. And so we're really excited to talk with her about what she and those girls have to say about, and also she speaks particularly from the perspective of Black feminism, what all of that is seeing about climate breakdown and climate repair. So these are things that are going on in the Full Ecology Workshop. and come to the retreats.
Yeah, I would love to see you there and spend those days. And with Oscar, our chef,
Oh my.
we're going to have some of the greatest food
Yes.
in the most beautiful, spectacular scenery that you can imagine. So
Yeah.
it'll be fun.
So sure will. Have a great April.
Have a great April.
We'll talk to you next month.
See you next month.
Yeah. Bye for
Bye.
now.